when preparing for this morning, a story came to mind which I had heard about 50 years ago. I was about 11 or 12, and my dad, as a THQ officer in Holland, would go specialing in many corps, and often I would go with him. My mom stayed with my little brother, and I would go with my dad. And my dad told this story in one of his sermons. And it is about many years ago. As I said, I heard it 50 years ago, and it was an old story already then. And at the time, there was a commissioning of newly lieutenants. And there was this particular lieutenant, young lieutenant. He received his appointment, and he was very happy, very pleased with it. So after the ceremony, after the big meeting, an older colleague approached him, and he said, "Congratulations with your new appointment. It's a very nice corps. I had a very good time there." He said, "But I do want to warn you." "Oh," said the lieutenant, "why?" "I do want to warn you for the corps sergeant major. He's a very good man. He works very hard, has a good heart, but he has one fault. He knows the Bible from cover to cover." Well, that's not a fault, but what he does with it. He said, "As soon as you start to preach, he will go down, like the band does, and he will go down and sit front row. And he will listen to your sermon. And as soon as he thinks you make a mistake, he's going to jump up and he's going to point out that mistake." "Okay," said the lieutenant, "thank you. I'll be prepared. I'll keep it in mind, and I'll make sure I won't make a mistake." So the first Sunday, he gets up and he starts to preach. And he had thought in his preparation, he said, "I'm going to talk about this miracle." So he announced that. He said, "Today I'm going to speak to you about this amazing miracle when Jesus fed 5 people with 5,000 loaves of bread." And at the same time he thinks, "Oh God, what have I done?" And yes, the corps sergeant major jumps up. He says, "That's not a miracle. I can do that too." So I don't know how the lieutenant went on, but he went on. So the next week he thought, "You know what? I'm going to preach about the same Bible reading. I'm going to preach about the same miracle. And now I'm going to extend it. I'm going to expand on it. And I'm not going to make a mistake." So the next week he said, "Following last week, today I'm going to speak again about this amazing about this amazing miracle, how Jesus fed 5,000 people with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. And he showed he was human, and he said to the corps sergeant major, "I bet you can't do this." And the corps sergeant major jumped up again. He said, "Oh yes, easy." "Oh, how would you do that then?" He said, "Easy. With all the bread that was left over from last week,